Yeah? So the purpose of this is to just get our creative juices flowing, right? To do something different, do something a little bit more interactive, something a little bit more fun, something more different, yeah? So essentially, yeah, as I call on more people, the story will be gradually more fleshed out, it'll be more developed, right? So hopefully by the end of this segment, we'll have a good story and not like a hodgepodge, which is a word on it, yeah? So I do have a suggestion though. So my suggestion is that the person that goes first, maybe you should try to build upon that base, you know, or you could build upon that base in the sense that you piggyback on it, right? But at the same time, also want you guys to have like your own freedom of expression, your own artistic freedom to take the story in your own direction, okay? So, the first question has to do with setting. So the setting for your story, so it can be anything you want, right? It can be in Mars, it can be in the Amazon, wherever you want. But yeah, I want this person to describe the time and place the story takes place. Can I get Mike Boo on the stage?
Boo.
Okay, so it's a story, right?
Mm-hmm. So you can start off any way that you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off what you said. I'm gonna make this in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. And I want the time to be last year, 2016.
Sure.
And the reason why I chose that was because I couldn't think of a place in time when I was walking up here. And 2016 was a very memorable year, not just for me, but for like the world, because there were so many things going on, such as like politics, and the Olympics happened too. And then, yeah. And plus, I'm a huge soccer fan, so I like Brazil soccer a lot. And the Amazon is specific. The reason why I chose the Amazon is specifically not just because of you, was because I like ecology and I like nature. If you know me, you know that I like going outside. I'm not allergic to pollen at all, so I could go outside and camp forever, and I'll be fine.
So that's our setting, the Amazon forest, 2016. Okay, so we all have that in mind. So now the next person, I want them to describe who our characters are. So it can be one character, it can be two, they can be opposing characters, right? But it's up to you who you want to be our protagonist or slash antagonist. Yeah? So can I get Ikra?
So Amazon Forest 2016 lead characters. So when you said to come up with a story, what I thought of was an underground hut made of enchanted like vines. And I mean, it doesn't have to be magical. I just said enchanted because you'd be like, oh, is there an underground hut? And just shut up and roll with it, okay? Story, okay? So an underground hut made of plants and vines, and there's an old man living there. So yeah, that's the character there. And then above there are like tribes even today that live in like various, I mean, around the world, of course. There's like nomadic tribes. There's different clans that are like, we don't really hear about or we don't know about. Like in Africa, for example, like it's not like you're gonna hear about these people because it's not like socially networked and everything. But like even in the Amazon forest, like there are people living there. So my characters are gonna be these clans. There's gonna be 3 of them. The next person can name them. But there's gonna be 3 of them and they're always fighting. And there's this underground man living there, and this person who comes up has to tell how they work together. But that's your characters. So.
So she actually had a nice segue for me. So we have these 3 tribes, right, in the Amazon, and they're always fighting against each other, right? So what's the conflict? Why exactly are they fighting? Let's get we get Bhanodai up on here?
I'm an evaluator.
He's the evaluator, so no, it doesn't matter. Can we get, yeah, Melissa?
Alright, so these three tribes, we're going to call them the Xena tribe, the Xavier tribe, and the Bundy tribe. So the Xavier tribe stole the Bundy tribe's like 2 or 3 women, no big deal. But the Xena tribe was trying to get the old man to help them take over the Xavier tribe. So they're all trying to take over each other because it's the Amazon, and that'll and the old man is just trying to hang out in his enchanted hut and make medicinal potions all the time, because that's what hermits do, guys. They just sit around and they make a bunch of potions. But this is all very old, ancient blood feud. There we go, that's the word. And that's what's happening. Thank you.
So we have the story set, there's 3 tribes, they're fighting each other using the old man as collateral. So the Xena tribe as I guess like a way to take over the other tribes, right? So what goes on, what happens after that? Who wants to give it a try? Any volunteers? All right, you got Chris Travers over here. All right, let's do it.
So as we know, our old man is skilled in the art of potion making. We'll just give him the name Loot for starters. So the Xena tribe knows that they have this power to make potions. And so they decide we need to speak with the old man. So they go, they take their finest men, and they approach the res of Loot. And they go into the residence of Loot and speak with him and say, Loot, we need your potions to help make peace with these other tribes, or we don't think we'll get our women back. And so Loot says, I have the perfect potion for you, and it's called the Cupid potion. So Loot stirs up a few ingredients. He is missing some ingredients though, and he speaks to the Xena tribe and says, I need fruit, I need vine, and I need a handful of dirt. And he tasks the Xena tribe with collecting these ingredients. So it turns out that the fruit is in one tribe's land, the dirt is in another tribe's land, and the vine is in their tribe's land. So they're able to provide the vine, but they need to figure out how to get the fruit and how to get the special dirt to make this potion to bring peace to the tribes.
So there's our rising action, right? The old man tells the Xena tribe, hey, I want you guys to go get these things for me, and I'll do the things, I'll get the potions for you, right? Sure. And so now we're reaching our climax, the turning point in the story, where the suspense has been building up, and now we need to finally resolve our conflict. So who can I get? Who has a good idea for this? Looks like not many people. Maybe you in the green shirt? Would you like to? Sure.
Okay, so the 2 ingredients they need are fruit and dirt. So they come up with a plan to send on 2 separate nights, one after the other, to send a group of 10 men and 5 women to go specifically those numbers, to go and try to steal the fruit the first night. So they go, hopefully when everybody else is asleep, to steal this dirt, the fruit. Fruit, unfortunately, is in this really tall tree. So the only way that they can get up the tree is by stacking each other on top of each other to get up the tree. They are able to get to the fruit the first night, and then the second night, they need to go out and get dirt. So this dirt, they think that they're just going to roll up to this other tribe, and it's just going to be all over the ground.
But they find out from loot that this dirt is actually in this cabin that they have to break into and figure out how to get to it. And that will lead us into our next turning point in the story.
So one more person to finally cap off the story, to tell us how the story ends, you know, tie all loose ends. Let's see, who can we put up here? Fahim Salawala, maybe? No? All right, then.
Zack does though.
Zack,
All right.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm surprised that no one actually mentioned what type of beings are in these three tribes. And also the first name, because Luda was his last name. Well, actually, the three tribes, one is elf, one is human, and one is hobbit. And the first name of Lut is Gandalf. And the reason why he was planning on gathering all these three things, the dirt, the fruit, and the vine, is because when he gathers all those together and mixes them into a potion, it becomes a ring. And that ring is the manifestation of all the hatred between all these three groups. And we know that there's only one person that can carry that ring, and it was from the Hobbit tribe. And he took that ring and he cast it into the volcano, and all peace was restored in between, from all these three tribes. Thank you.
Well, that's good. But yeah, good job, you guys. I think that was really fun. Yeah. So for just to remind you of the people who came up here. So the Mike Boo, he presented us with the setting. Then we have Ikra. She gave us our characters. Melissa, she gave us the conflict, right? It was between the warring tribes and suddenly turned into Lord of the Rings. But it's fine, right? And then Chris, he provided us with the rising action. He gave us like the vine, the fruit, and the dirt, yeah? And then the climax was with Austin, there you go. He provided us with the climax, and then Zack, he so very neatly tied up the story for us. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Thank you.
So now we're going to pass all of your slips. Hope you've been writing them down on those slips in front of you, and vote for the best speaker and best table topics. So for those, our timer, was everybody in time with speeches and table topics?
Everybody except for Tyler.
I didn't even know I was looking for you. How far here is it for? Sorry.
So for best speaker, it can be anybody except Tyler, and then table topics, you vote for anybody. So go ahead and fill all those out if you haven't, and then pass them to the ends. Fahim's going to go and collect them. We can give you a few minutes or so to do that. And I'll come back.
Zack, do you mind introducing the evaluators, or do you want me to? Do you mind introducing the evaluators, or do you want me to?
I'll introduce you.
Okay.
Introduce me.
Oops, my bad. Oops.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the evaluations. Evaluations today are going to be headed up by Zack, who's a general evaluator, and I guess he'll come up and explain and introduce everyone. So let's welcome Zack to the stage.
Alright, on to the last part of the meeting, evaluation. Some people's least favorite part of the meeting is my favorite. And that's because we came here to learn how to be better speakers, to be better communicators. And the only way we can do that isn't just getting up here and speaking and having no feedback, but getting up here, being evaluated for what you did right and what you should do more, and what you did wrong and what you should keep out of the speeches, or at least can improve on. And the first evaluator is going to be Tyler Chan, who is evaluating Nasir. Please welcome Tyler to the stage.
Alright, so Nasir, you did your second speech today, which is on social media, and your objectives were basically about where's the page? There it is. Okay, so it's about organization. It was to select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech, make your message clear in supporting material directly contributing to that message, use appropriate transitions to move from one idea to another, and create a strong opening and conclusion. So I really liked your opening, especially because you gave examples of both you and your mom and how your mom usually reacts to things. Because your mom very much like my mom. She's like, why you have bad grades? It's because you just play video games. That's all you do. Things like that. So it was really relatable. Also, your examples of Twitter and during political turmoil last year. That also helped relate to other people who might not have like the same parents, things like that. So it's very relatable on the topic. The thing that I noticed that you could work on the most is probably transitions. Because there's times where, actually not transitions, it was more like having a lot of examples. Because I noticed you had many memes and a lot of exact examples from Twitter itself. And when you were up here, I noticed that you were kind of stumbling a few times trying to remember each example.